Transmission Company will host 2 community meetings at Alverno College on August 5th. ATC says the project replaces aging infrastructure under 43rd Street from the 1950s. Work will begin in mid-August and continue through 2027. Taking action for missing and murdered women of color in Wisconsin. State Representative Sheila Stubbs is working to reintroduce a bill to create the Missing and Murdered African American Women and Girls Task Force. Among those speaking to lawmakers included Sheena Scarborough, the mother of Sade Robinson, the 19-year-old who was murdered and dismembered in Milwaukee last year.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, the task force are definitely needed. I'm going to demand that my baby, her legacy and her light be carried out.
The bill now waits for a community hearing in each chamber. Milwaukee leaders have scheduled an emergency meeting at City Hall aiming to address recent violence downtown. The Public Health and Safety Committee will meet in special session Wednesday. The agenda includes demanding communication from Milwaukee Police and the Office of Community Wellness and Safety regarding their plans to address violence downtown. The meeting follows multiple shootings on Water Street this past weekend, a car crash through a protective barrier injuring 2 women July 20th, and a deadly shooting outside Element Lounge earlier this month. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. What's up, Quando? What's up, SC? I take one day off. One single solitary day off. And now the TVs are all janky. What is that about? What is that about? Now I got to take a break, go through, figure out what I'm going to do, go through all this stuff. Yes, I'm back. And it's not even Monday. It's Tuesday. You're listening to The Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is my number. All right, so I'm going to talk about some stuff today. And I know I'm gonna get hollered at. I'm going to get screamed at. I'm going to get, but I figure I was on a roll last week, so I may as well keep it up, right? May as well keep it up. Friday was nice. Did show from home, kind of low key. You know, I didn't pop off too much, but I guess now it's time to make up for it. So I have a question, and I don't really know how to deal with it. But bottom line is, should black people claim Africans? I mean, my experience, and let me rephrase that. My experience historically has been that Africans pretty much look down on Black Americans. And so I'm even at a point where do I really want to bother with calling myself African American? I mean, people try to say it's those elite Africans. It's pretty much most of them. And of course, I'm here for you to prove me wrong. I have no problem with you proving me wrong. Please do. But at some point, we need to start to look at, are we going to be Black Americans or African Americans? Is it time to move away from claiming Africa? Yes, I'm from Africa. Yes, my heritage is from Africa. A good portion of my family is from Benin. And I get it. But at some point, do we continue to try to connect with a group that looks down on us, that calls us lazy, that calls us shiftless, not taking advantage of the great things that America offers? And yes, I know some of you will scream and holler and moan about how terrible America is, and I don't really understand that. If it's that bad, why are you still here? But that's just me. But at some point, we just need to come to grips with the fact that we need to iron out and air out the grievances. And I don't really know if I have any grievances with Africans. I don't really, I wouldn't necessarily call it racism, but we disagree about a lot of things in terms of ethnicity, the Black diaspora, what it means to a person. To be a continental African versus an African American. I see four ways that we are disconnected. One, cultural misunderstandings. There are things that are indigenous to America that are not present in Africa that Africans come here and take advantage of. We've had barriers, roadblocks, all sorts of things in our way, number one. Number two, the African community is a very insular community. You're either in or you're out, or you're married to somebody that's African and you're in. Otherwise, it's pretty closed. There are significant historical differences. We've had to fight for 400 years. In many cases, significant oppression, where Africans, some of them, rolled over here and were able to do things because their community backed each of them. That is not necessarily true in the Black American community. Then there are just stereotypes and biases. Some of what I'm saying is stereotypical. Some of what I'm saying is biased. I freely admit that. Freely. I see the ways that I was raised and the ways that my grandparents forced each of us to think a certain way, be a certain way, do a certain thing. And then there are other parts of my family that went inextricably to the negative side of being Black in America. And I understand both sides. But then there's the social and political experiences that are unique in each of the countries, right? I'm sorry, the African continent versus America as a country. There are significant differences. There are rights that we have. There are things that Africans came here and took advantage of that we were not able to take advantage of. Now, let's be clear. The majority of Black Americans took advantage of education, took advantage of of entrepreneurship, took advantage of medicine and law and all those things and engineering and became great. I believe the problem is that when Africans from the continent look at us, they automatically, and in some cases they may not know, they disparage us. We're looked down upon. And I don't understand why we even care. If it's interracial, cross-racial, cross-cultural, whatever it is what it is. But this claim of Africa, I don't know. I don't know if it's the thing that we need to continue to do. It generalizes, there's prejudice involved. It dehumanizes Black Americans in the eyes of continental Africans. And I question, why do we even care? Why do we even bother? What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017. When it comes to being African American or a Black American, which do you prefer? But my ultimate question is something about being connected to continental Africa and continental Africans. And the question comes down to, it's kind of simple. It's old school. Do you fish or cut bait?
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth. Truth Nation, are you looking for a fun opportunity to showcase your clothing line, restaurant, nonprofit organization, food truck, or small business? Well, look no further than doing it at our Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. We are currently accepting vendor applications for our festival, and you don't want to miss out on this great opportunity to promote your business and be part of all the fun. To be a vendor at Truth Family Fest, visit truthfamilyfest.com and sign up today.
Health starts early. Outreach's Healthy Starts, Healthy Hearts will bring together experts to help you shape your child's lifelong physical and mental well-being. Whether you're an expectant parent or provider, this event is for you. The event is free at our Capitol Drive location and open to all families. Call 414-727-6320 to register today. That's 414-727-6320. Outreach. Healthcare with Heart.
Every step lights the way to brighter futures. Join us for the 41st annual UNCF Milwaukee Walk/Run for Education on Saturday, August 2nd at Veterans Park. Meet our 2025 Grand Marshals and Torchbearers as we light the path for Milwaukee students to achieve their college dreams. Start a team, bring your family, and help us raise funds that change lives. Awards, food, and fun await. Register today at mkeuncf.info. Light the way. Walk for education.
I've got to share that I am also a beneficiary of the Old National Bank Empowerment Loan Program. So, Tracy, with that being said, what is the Empowerment Loan Program?
Great. Well, the Empowerment Loan Program is a special purpose loan program that we launched 2 years ago. It has been a success. It was something, again, near and dear to the heart of not only our chairman and CEO, but just our organization as a whole. We work with contractors, consulting firms, retail food operations, daycares. In fact, so far, we've approved $50 million of loans to minority and women-owned businesses within a 2-year period.
And for those that are now leaning more into this conversation, what's the best way to get in contact with you as part of their interest in the Empowerment Loan Program?
I'm going to give you my cell phone number to the listeners. It's 414-687-7393. And if that doesn't work, feel free to reach me at my email, tracy.meeks@oldnational.com.
Tracy Meeks, Senior Vice President, Community Lending Market Executive from Old National Bank.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Quanda said, don't be coming to class with all that hostility in your voice. What's up, Africa Queen, Dimitri? I personally feel that we as Black Americans should continue to call ourselves such, or even foundational Black Americans, or FBAs. Okay, that's different. That's different. Dimitri said, let me see. Who'd I miss? Yes, I heard of Tariq Nasheed. But yeah, what are we doing? If you roll with us, roll with us. If you don't, don't. Kimberly said, no, we should not claim them. It's 53 countries over there and they don't like each other. They all are different. But we all come from the same clan, though. You know what I'm saying? We all come from the same continent. And that's great. But I guess if you're English and you become American, yeah, you're American. And you might sound British, and you might sound like you have a skull, like you talk from England and all that, but you can't really change that if you become a U.S. citizen. I was born here. I was raised here. And I get it. But at some point, I get tired of all the nonsense. Why would I bother with a group that looks down on me by virtue of I was a slave? Were we supposed to keep fighting and just die? Or do we survive? What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017. Do we continue as African Americans or just Black Americans? And I shouldn't say the word just. That's important. I like being an American. I like calling myself a Black American. I have pride in it. Just like a white person has pride being white or Norwegian or German or Italian or Irish. I'm perfectly fine with that. As long as I'm able to be me, I'll let you be you. As long as you don't infringe on how I feel, then I guess I'm okay. 833-212-1017 is the number. Lisa, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you this fine Tuesday?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Busy.
Okay.
Traveling, doing a lot of stuff, and now I'm back.
Don't say traveling. I got to start back traveling.
Now, Lisa, let me be honest. But before you start, my TVs in here don't work because somebody was messing with the TV, and one won't log in, and the other one won't show me my networks that I'm trying to look at. So I am peeved, but I'm hanging in there. What's up?
Well, don't feel bad because I got to see my TV in my kitchen working. TVs, these computers, they're at TV and Wi-Fi and all that. But anywho, my favorite topic. You know, I love to talk to Africans because I want to see what's going on in Africa.
Okay.
That's my goal, is to move there. So,
what country?
One thing I learned about them, that they don't know what we have went through. And you know what Black Americans don't know what they went through. It seems like both of us crashed because
okay. That's tonight. Not true.
Yes.
No.
Well, yes, it is, because that's what I hear. And I asked them, I said, well, how do you guys know 3 languages? And you know, English, French, German, I don't know, Russian. They said because they had to learn that the colonizers.
Right.
They had to learn their language. Yes. You meet an African, they're going to know at least 2 or 3 different languages.
So?
Have not yet failed. Yes.
Does that
the Africans
time out. Does speaking multiple languages make you greater than somebody?
No.
Oh.
They said that's what the colonizers, they had to learn in Africa. That's what the colonizers, you had to learn that. You had to learn French. You had to learn German because a lot of them work in Germany. A lot of Africans work in Germany
and England.
You know, because that's where their education. That's where they get more. That's where they make more money.
Right.
So they learn in different languages. And what I learned, they do not know what we over here as Black Americans went through. They are baffled.
They come. No. Lisa. They come here. They come here. They go to our schools. They learn our history.
Yeah.
I don't think they care.
Yeah. The ones that do come here, they come here thinking that us Black Americans are spoiled, we lazy. Until, because I met an African young lady. I think she was from Zimbabwe, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But she was culture shocked. She said, "I didn't know that you guys went through all of that. I didn't know about slavery.
She learned her history from colonizers. Of course she's not going to know what's going on here.
No, she didn't know what we were doing over here in America. Like she said, when us Black Americans move there, we move there with money. They think we're rich and we get all of this, but they don't know all the hard work we had to go through, all of what we had to fight to get this.
Right.
They don't know that part. They just think, they only believe and see what the whitey man has showed them.
So
that's
watch
what
this.
They,
we get upset. We get upset when white people want to ask us. So I want to learn about this and learn about that and learn about this and learn about that, and Black people are fatigued by that. They're tired of it. I say same thing with Africans. If you really want to know, learn it, but don't ask me. I'm not responsible for what you know.
Well, but why do people know more about our race and everything than we do?
That's because they were but that's because they were tangled into it. Many of them, their families made money off of us.
Okay, so Africans were not.
So, but if you want to know about us and if you want to take advantage of a country where we are, you should what? Learn about us.
A Nigerian man, he brought his mother over. He was my Lyft driver from Minnesota.
Okay.
He brought his mother over here, and he said his mother do not talk about being in America. She never want to. She don't even talk about it.
Fine.
Don't even bring it up.
Fine.
Because it's not all what they thought it was. And he said he's just getting his doctorate and he's going back home. He said, I'm not standing. I just come here.
But isn't that what people do? They come, they get all of the resources that America has to offer. They get all of the great things and knowledge and experience, and then they go take it home.
Well, the thing is, they get it here free. Over in Africa, they said it's very expensive for the education. So they're going to come over here where they can get. I would do it too. If it's somewhere I don't have to pay for something that's free, I'm going to go there. But they get the education there, but it's expensive. They barely get, housing and everything that they can afford. But they're going to come here for the education where it's free. But a lot of them, instead of staying, they say we're going back home because they see now. They are woke, as we call it here as Black Americans. We're woke.
What do you mean by woke?
They're woke now.
No. What do you mean by woke?
That means they know instead of them hearing, they know now they see it.
See
when
what?
They come here now they see
see what?
Not all greener pastures. They see it's not all green pastures. They see and they know. Like a young lady from February, she said, "I went to the Black Museum. I read and see what blacks went through. I understand what Black Americans went through now. I understand.
Okay.
So that she can take that and take that back home to her family and her, people in her
After she took advantage of all the resources and got everything she wanted, and then she left. Okay.
Look. When you feel some type of way, if I move over there, say I move over to Zimbabwe,
okay,
and I bought a lot of a compound. See, I bought a compound, and I build my house there. Now, wouldn't you, as a Zimbabwe, feel, oh, that American, she's rich, she got money, and I don't. I just saved a little bit of money I got and can't afford to buy your land because it's cheaper, and can afford to buy your house, build a house because it's cheaper. But that doesn't mean I have a lot of money, but I have enough to move over there and live comfortably.
But most Americans can do that in most other countries. If you're a second world nation, if you go to Belize or if you go to Brazil, you can live. If you go to Mexico with American money, you can live there. Canada too.
Yeah. So just think if I took $400,000 over there, got the compound, build my home, and I can be comfortable and just walk up and down wherever I'm at.
They probably jack you and steal everything you got.
Thank you. They would think I'm rich. Yeah. They would think I'm rich. But see, I'm getting to know the people. Now, whatever, I'm like, no, I'm not rich. I just saved up my money. I'm going to tell you the truth about America. I saved up my money. I got disabled. I came over here, took my money because it's cheaper to live over here. And,
So are you thinking about going?
And I want to be around people.
Are you thinking about going?
Yes, I am. And unfortunately, I can't find a language to learn. But, yes, I'm planning on moving there, yeah. I want to get a kidney.
Where?
I'm trying to get a kidney and all.
What country? Well, first of all, I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope you do well finding your kidney.
Yeah.
What
right.
What country
I looked
are you
at
thinking about
Johannesburg. I looked at.
You gonna move to Joburg? You gonna move to Joburg?
Well, Joburg is rich. Now, I ain't rich. That's for rich people.
Yeah, that's white South Africaners. That's Yeah, that's some Elon Musk money.
Yeah, I ain't got no Elon Musk money. I'll be driving in my old regular car I got now. But anyway, I don't know. I was thinking like Ghana or Gambia. So I don't know yet. I'm looking for some place where they have the best medical care for me. So I have to look into all that too. Okay. I just can't jump up and move,
That is true.
So I'm looking. I'm looking. Or Thailand, but more like Africa. I'm looking more like Africa.
I don't know if I want to go anywhere near Asia because if a war breaks out over there, you 10 hours away from home.
If I go to Africa, I'm 21, 22 hours away from home?
Again, I'm staying right here. I'll be 22 minutes from home. Okay? I'm going to Sherman Park. Right there.
That's a war itself.
It's really not. I mean, if you go around the city, for instance, I worked as a police officer on the south side, the north side. I was always much more comfortable on the north side. I was always much more comfortable around black people that were criminals than white people that were criminals. Because I don't know what they was going to do to me on the south side. I understand the subtle nature of black people, whether they're upper class, middle class, or lower class, poor, whatever you want to call it. So I get that because I grew up in that. And it's funny you say that because one of my topics today is talking about growing up black in an all-white suburb.
Oh, Lord, I did that. Oh, Jesus. Like you said, I'm more comfortable being in my black neighborhood than the so-called quiet, comfortable, soft suburbs.
There's just something about, I'm telling you, there's something about being, and I get why people move to all white suburbs and they're white. I have absolutely no problem. But now that this has been created and we've built this separation, let's go with it.
Well, I'll tell you why. The reason why I moved to the suburbs was because I like the big homes. I like the beautiful yards. Oh, my God, I love a big
They got some beautiful yards in Milwaukee. Some black beautiful yards are in Milwaukee.
No, I'm talking about about big, beautiful yards.
You want acreage.
Well, not acreage, but I don't want my house to be that close.
Clean it up.
So, yeah, that's what I liked it. So, but then when I moved there, I woke up one morning, went to my kitchen, looked out the window, and why is there a drunk white lady in my yard? I didn't know if she was dead. And I'm sorry, I wasn't going to look. She was just been dead, and I didn't go look.
Did you call 911?
I don't know how long, but she was gone. No.
What?
No.
You don't care about your neighbors?
Nope. Hey, I don't know where the lady came from.
Come on.
I'm like, why is she? No, I didn't. That scared me. But then my neighbor across the street, he had a heart attack. I called on him because he was a dentist. He was nice. He was really nice. But I called on him and checked on him, went over there. But he scared me.
So the uppity people you called 911 for, okay. All right.
No, the drunk woman, I did not call. That was in the suburbs. The drunk white woman, I did not call.
Wow.
But my neighbor across the street, he was a retired dentist, and I did call on him. But I'm not used to that. I'm just used to, Pookie walking. Pookie, little boy, stop doing the drugs. Don't now. I'm used to that. I'm not used to, but Pookie ain't gonna let a drunk old doped up in my yard either. So I'm used to Pookie. I know what time Pookie walk the street, but I don't know what time these drunks walk up and down the street, stealing cars. Yes, they steal cars in suburbs. They stole my nieces right out the driveway.
Okay.
Yeah. Her dumb butt left the key fob in the car. But anyway, they do rob you at the gas station. What they do in the suburbs, they don't tell you what they do in the suburbs, but they let you know what they do in the hood. That's crazy.
Yes, they
I learned that too in the suburbs.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm talking. I can talk all day with you, Ken. We could talk all day about this. But love you, Truth Nation. Y'all keep listening. Ken is the man to go.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, Lisa.
Go eat my cousins.
All right.
All right.
Bye. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, we got talk and text line, and I think the YouTube chat is kind of blowing up a bit. And you give us a call. 833-212-1017 is the number. Do we fish or cut bait? Do we go back to being Black Americans, or do we claim the continental African and call ourselves African American, or just Like, do you? And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Southbound 43, going to be a little bit backed up just south of Good Hope Road. Then you really hit the brakes at Capitol Drive. There's an accident just before you get to Fond du Lac Avenue. It's off on the right shoulder, but there's some debris still in the center lane. So that's why we got pretty hefty ride heading southbound from Capitol Drive. And then a little bit more of a delay right through the Marquette. Northbound is also slowing down from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Locust. Westbound 94 slowing from 20th Street all the way to about Hawley Road. Eastbound is also going to be kind of a heavy ride. You got backups basically from Highway 16 all the way to about Springdale Road, and then again through the Barker Road area. Back on the brakes from the zoo all the way to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, slight chance for showers and storms. Mostly cloudy with a low of 68. Tomorrow, showers and storms likely, cooler with a high of 77. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Black Arts Fest MKE is back Saturday, August 2nd on the Summerfest grounds from noon to 10 p.m. Celebrate Black culture with R&B legends Carl Thomas, Kevin Ross, and Star Red with a Corvette car showcase, Buffalo Soldier horse rides, and a full food truck village along with the return of the dynamic Divine 9-Day Party. General admission is only $30. Kids 7 and under are free. And if you're one of the first 100 guests to sign the Peace Pledge between 12 and 1 p.m., you get in free too. Courtesy of New Pitts Mortuary. See you at Black Arts Fest MKE.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
What was the life change? You know, we all know it happened, and we know things happen, and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, you know, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight, or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease, and he's on dialysis, and he wants to get on the list, and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, you know, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. You know, that's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and, you know.
Yeah, but that was a choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute. Even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died, and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list. Wow. Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to, because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. Milwaukee Brewers beat the Chicago Cubs 8-4 in Game 1 of their 3-game series at American Family Field. With the win, the Brewers improved to 63-43, now a 1-game lead on the Cubs in the division. After the game, manager Pat Murphy, after a rough start from starter Jacob Mizorowski, speaking on how he recovered.
That was the greatest thing that came out of the night, is that you know your guy that's a budding star has what it takes inside. He's going to be challenged again over and over in his career, but it was just, I thought it was awesome.
Game 2 is set for this evening. Quinn Priester on the mound. First pitch is set for 6:40. Sticking with baseball and Chicago, beloved Cubs star Ryan Sandberg did pass away at the age of 65. And lastly, we'll head over to college football, where University of Colorado coach Deion Sanders announced Monday that he underwent surgery to remove bladder after doctors discovered a tumor there. He did say he is now cancer-free. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown team. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. 4 windows with the strongest resilience. You need the Pella Experience. You know, the Pella Experience Center lets you see, feel, open, close, touch, and compare dozens of windows and door options from 7 different Pella lines side by side. Make sure you stop by soon, because if you order by July 31st and you only got 29, 30, 31, you got today, tomorrow, and the 31st. You got to do it by the 31st. You got to order by the 31st. You get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Certain restrictions apply. Make sure you visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com, PellaWI.com. 833-212-1017 is the number. EVC said, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about what no Africans think about nothing. I'm Black American, and I care about Black people here. Are those your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. Fonz say, I never called myself African American. Our civil rights struggle made it so those Black immigrants were able to come here, and they call us avatar or cotton picker. Yeah. But do you care? And that's the question. Do you care about what Africans think about African Americans? Fonz went on to say, white folks don't call themselves European Americans. I can trace my family on both sides to late 1700s Mississippi. A lot of them came to Ellis Island in the 1870s through 1930s. And said, living in the Washington Highlands might be more peaceful, just saying. I don't ever want to live in the Washington Highlands or Washington Heights. That's why I moved away from there, because I didn't want to live there. I don't like living around. Let me just break it down. Liberal white people are funny. They talk a lot and say they support a lot, but they don't want you moving next door to them. They assume you're going to bring certain negative things with you. Some of the most liberal suburbs, Shorewood, Whitefish Bay, what's that other small one? Bayside. I never felt welcome there. They're nice, but do one thing and they'll hold it against you forever. So I'm not really feeling that. And then the assumption is, well, you can't afford a house in the Washington Highlands. Well, I can. I just don't want to live there. I don't live around. Just like Mequon. I don't live there. I don't want to live there. The Angels Advocate said, Dr. Ken, y'all said Joe Berg play Gil Scott-Heron in Johannesburg. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Sir Chance said, Pookie, what about Ray Ray? What about Earl? What about Tadao? I mean, I feel you. I get it. But, oh well. At least I'm not racist, right? I'm prejudiced, biased. Al, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Well, what I wanted to say is Washington Highlands, especially down in the valley, they have their own secrets as I hope nobody don't think just because you move down there you're going to be.
I don't think anybody's saying
they have their.
I don't think anybody.
They have their secrets, and they had a big, huge rat problem that came from the valley as well. But what I was going to say is, I would never, ever, ever, ever care about what anybody think, especially North African. Their views is not your views, and what they eat don't make you sugar, honey, iced tea. So continue to live your life. But it's mighty funny when they try and impress somebody, it's always the other palm of their hand. So who cares what they think about you? Because anyway it go, we, the blacks, is always an addiction. We're like crack. No matter what we do, no matter what they say, they're going to find a reason to put us in their mouth. We could be asleep. We could be watching TV, going for a walk. So what if they think what they think? Because they're thinking about you when you're not thinking about them. So you already know your value. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
833-212-1017 is the number. It's hard to disagree with that. I wouldn't quite take it that far and use that colorful language, but point taken. I mean, at some point, we just need to grasp and realize when people are different, just be different. But don't come over here and bash us while you're taking advantage of all the resources. I've watched things happen. I wish I could tell you, but I can't. That amazed me. And people don't say anything about it. They know it's wrong. They literally do things wrong. But now, because they trust you, hey, we're going to do this. And I'm like, if I did that, you would turn me in and get me fired. Like, what is that? Because there's a double standard. There's a double standard. And in the black community, do we include Africans in the black community? I don't know if they want to be included in the black community. It's like being told you're, like, I don't think they consider themselves black. They consider themselves African or Nigerian or whatever. I don't get it. But do I really care? I really don't. I really don't. And the reason I don't, everybody's saying amen to that, Al. So then is the African-American community, is the black community hateful towards Africans, or are they spiteful? Or is it the fact that when they come here, they treat us a certain way? And I know I'm generalizing, and I know I'm saying it in, on average, but the bottom line is we really don't have to coexist. We can just be who we are, and as long as one doesn't infringe on the other, right? My issue is I don't want someone from continental Africa to come here and be looked at, and then we're told, why can't we be like that? Because now you're doing to us what's done to us by whites. Now we're looked at as, well, why can't you do this? Why can't you have this? Why can't you? And my thing is, then why are you here? Why did you come to America if America was that bad? And I know, you ready? Flip the script. I have friends who are African from the continent of Africa who are absolutely marvelous and absolutely genuine and absolutely transparent. I get it. I stay away from the word authentic because when we talk about people being authentic, you can be an authentic liar. You know what I'm saying? You can be an authentic, but anyway. I just don't understand what the schism is. The disconnect, the animosity. Because you're able to come from the continent of Africa and take advantage of certain things because your particular countrymen and women support each other sight unseen 100%. We don't have that here. We are fragmented. Every time we try to build up and do things, we tend to let things seep out into the community, and then people hear about it and they bash it, tear it down, put up barriers, right? It's like Al said. Sometimes people want to deal with white people better than they deal with black people. They want to impress white people instead of just being who they are. And I learned a long time ago, there's some things I literally stopped doing. Like I stopped, I used to worry about hair and this and that. Now, if my beard grows out, it grows out. I used to wear a full beard, mustache, all that. If it grows out, it grows out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. I don't really care anymore. And somebody was teasing me today. Oh, your thing is I don't care. No. Here's the problem I have with other people who acknowledge the fact that I say I don't care. They never ask me why or why not. Why don't you care? Nobody ever wants to know that. 833-212-1017 is the number. I know I got to take a break, but Sade, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ken.
How are you?
Good. Well, I beg to differ on your assumption of an African taking down America. I know you know who you're talking. I've given you a ride before.
I know exactly who you are. You're one of my favorite Uber drivers.
Yep. So I beg to differ on that assumption. Because, personally, as a Nigerian American, I see myself as an American. And I don't see myself more American than any American. So, since I've been to this country, 5 people actually have told me literally, go back to where you come from. You come from, so that discriminate. I mean, but hey, it's part of the life we're living. But what I'm trying to say is that if you don't see yourself as good enough, or if you don't see yourself as the best version of yourself, you're just going to literally think that everybody look down at you.
Mm-hmm.
All those times that I was told that go back to where I come from, then I used to work at the gas station. Literally for doing nothing. I was told, 5 different times I was discriminated against, humiliated by fellow man that looked just like me. Doing nothing. Because you asked for swisher. And I said, give me money. He said, no, I don't have money now, I'll give you later. I said, no, I'm not giving you because this is not my stuff. I am a worker here and I cannot give you swisher for free. Oh, they started hurling insults at me on 5 different occasions. So my point is that if you don't see yourself as good as you are, you don't see the best in yourself, you're just going to think everybody's looking down at you. I, as a Nigerian, I don't look down at anybody. But I had a feeling that when you are dealing with an American, they literally think you are looking down on them. As a Nigerian, when I walk into any room, I look straight into your face. I'm not scared of you. People do see that as an arrogant. I am not arrogant.
You're just confident.
I know who I am. I know my words. I know my confidence.
Right.
And I walk into the room, and when I do that, it's not to insult anybody. But it's always translated as being arrogant and being insulting. I'm not going to speak for the whole Nigeria, neither. I'm going to speak for the continent of Africa. But that's what I think it is. If you don't see good in yourself, if you don't see the best in yourself, you're just going to think that everybody is looking down at you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you much. Now, I'm going to go to break. But when part of the issue I have is that blaming other people for how they believe you treat them? I don't know. We'll continue this. 833-212-1017 is the number. I got talking text line. I got YouTube chat. and you.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations, where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
The open road is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July, you could burn rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play. Fire up your fantasy. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
At Educators Credit Union, our members are our purpose. As a credit union, we're more than a financial. We're people helping people. We aren't concerned about profits or the bottom line of shareholders, because our greatest reward is you achieving your financial dreams through lower rates, free financial resources, and award-winning member service. Experience more heart and less hassle by making the switch today. Achieve more at ECU.com. Educators Credit Union. Achieving more together. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. The Pella Experience Center lets you see, feel, open, close, and even compare dozens of windows and door options from 7 different Pella lines, side by side. Stop in soon, because if you order, you only got a couple days, you got to order by July 31st. You can get 0% interest for up to 5 years. However, certain restrictions apply. Visit the Pella Experience Center right there in Brookfield, or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. 833-212-1017 is the number. We talking about Africans, continental Africans versus African Americans or black people, or, you know, we heard from everybody. We heard from Shade. He was my Uber driver. We talked a while ago. I forget how long he's been here, but bottom line is you have to have the same, I don't know, the self confidence, the strength to make it and move through the world, to see what's going on, to be able to handle life. And I guess that's why people come here, because there's opportunity. So, you know. YouTube chat, Laron said, we're all different. So me being different than somebody else doing their own thing, I do know this. Every game park, roller skating rink, theater, or club has been closed down by other black folks. No need to talk against or bash anyone. Black folks will ruin a place and move on to the next one. Obviously not speaking about all black folks, but you know who I'm talking about. The city is having an emergency meeting to see what they can do about blacks coming down to Water Street. How embarrassing. And then he asks, are you or do you have Benin citizenship? Not yet. Not yet. Fawn said, I don't mess with black Caribbeans either. I'm FBA, Foundational Black American. We are different race because of race mixing and slavery. This is our country. But we're also a country of immigrants, and are we going to let other people come here and live? I don't know. We can't shut it down because they brought us here against our wishes, but we're here now, so I guess we should just make the best of it. I don't know if many Africans understand fully the depth to which racism, prejudice, and bias has played a part in making life so hard. On top of that, you have other black Americans who don't care. But you have the majority, 60, 70, 80, 90% who do care, who do love this country, who want to be here. I tell everybody, if you don't love this country, don't be here. If you don't like this country, leave. And I know it'll make some people mad when Michelle Obama was bad-mouthing America. If you don't like it, leave. But then don't turn around and take advantage of all the things that it has to offer. If you don't like it, let everything go. That's just me. Because in the end, this is the best place to be in the world, right here in America. You may not agree, you may not like it, but it is. You disagree? Give me a call. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Guess what's coming up? Top 5 at 5 up next.
Truth Nation! The Wisconsin State Fair is back. This year's State Fair runs from July 31st to August 10th. You know how it goes down at the State Fair. Whether it's the delicious food, fun rides, the competitions, or the music, there's always something for the entire family. And the Truth wants you to enjoy the whole experience, which is why we will be giving away a pair of tickets on both Truth to Power and Jamming with Juice. So make sure to listen for your chance to win tickets so you don't miss your chance to enjoy the Wisconsin State Fair, courtesy of the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Coming with straight truth.
Be careful of the decisions that you make and the company that you keep, because that is going to determine a certain consequence. So you don't have to wait to go to prison, or you don't have to wait to figure it out what the consequences may be. All you got to do is look at your decision making and who you allow in your space. If they making wild decisions, wild things gonna happen. But you don't get to choose what wild things are gonna happen.
Catch the Tori Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday 30-day count study in Milwaukee. Call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Milwaukee leaders are reminding residents about an upcoming underground power line replacement project on the city's southwest side. The project will impact travel and parking along South 43rd Street from Howard Avenue North to Jackson Park. To help keep the public informed, the American Transmission Company will host 2 community meetings at Alverno College on August 5th. ATC says the project replaces aging infrastructure under 43rd Street from the 1950s. Work will begin in mid-August and continue through 2027. Taking action for missing and murdered women of color in Wisconsin. State Representative Sheila Stubbs is working to reintroduce a bill to create the Missing and Murdered African American Women and Girls Task Force. Among those speaking to lawmakers included Sheena Scarborough, the mother of Sade Robinson, the 19-year-old who was murdered and dismembered in Milwaukee last year.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The task force are definitely needed. I'm going to demand that my baby, her legacy and her light be carried out.
The bill now waits for a community hearing in each chamber. Milwaukee leaders have scheduled an emergency meeting at City Hall aiming to address recent violence downtown. The Public Health and Safety Committee will meet in special session Wednesday. The agenda includes demanding communication from Milwaukee Police and the Office of Community Wellness and Safety regarding their plans to address violence downtown. The meeting follows multiple shootings on Water Street this past weekend, a car crash through a protective barrier injuring 2 women July 20th, and a deadly shooting outside Element Lounge earlier this month. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. If you got any comments about what we've been talking about today, Africans from the continental, we're talking about continental Africans versus African Americans, black folks, and whether or not it's time to fish or cut bait. We either work together or roll your separate ways. Speaking of, before I get to my top 5 at 5, there was a story last week about from theroot.com about the African braiders, and earlier last week They were talking about the growing call for some black Americans online to boycott African braiding shops beginning August 1st, citing poor customer service, outrageous policies as a reason to keep their money to themselves. Well, in a post, Shea, the creator, said it's time to boycott the braiding shops. Stop going. We know how to braid. Let's braid our own hair. Support our own small businesses. Now, one well-known African braider is responding and asking customers to give her and other African braiders another chance. Nadine of Nadine's Hair Braiding 24/7 Salon in Maryland posted an emotional video on TikTok apologizing to those who have felt that they aren't getting quality service when they're getting their hair done. This is one of those videos that I have to make with a heart full of sadness, she said. I took my time, I watched it, and I'm here today because deep inside of me, my whole soul wants to say, I'm sorry. Nadine added that she was speaking on behalf of other braiders whose voices could not reach the masses and asked viewers to share her apology with a wider audience. She added, I want us to change. This is a wake-up call for all African immigrants in America. Respect is mutual because at the end of the day, I don't think Americans hate us. They want that unity. I don't know. But not everyone is ready to close the door on African braiders for good. Nadine's post received 78,000 likes along with comments from viewers who think she had nothing to be sorry about. I really hate this, someone wrote. Why are we beefing with one another when the world hates all of us? Well, here's what black people do. We move to the middle when it's something we don't like and it's legitimate. We go, oh, well, I didn't know. No. We do the same thing in politics, right? When Democrats jack us, we get jacked over by both sides. No, you don't. Republicans have never taken your vote advantage of your vote. You never voted for them, so they couldn't take advantage of you. You never gave them a chance, so they couldn't take advantage of them. So I don't really understand what we're talking about. We continue to let people use us, walk over us, take our money, gotta wait. Wow, watch this. If I was a woman, there is absolutely no way I would go to a hair salon and you have me waiting 2, 3, 4 hours to get something that could take 40 minutes to do. Maybe an hour. And I'm sitting there while you're doing 3 or 4 heads at a time, and then you charge me $65, $70, $100, $120, $150, and you're making $500 an hour? You must be kidding. You must be kidding. Making a couple grand a day. On a slow day, $750, maybe $1,000. And you have the audacity to give me poor service, make me wait, never get in on time? I stopped going to barbershops because of that. I go to a barber where I have a set time. I'm the only one there. It's my time. It's booked. And it's an appointment. And I don't want to hear all this other nonsense going on in the shop. I don't want to hear people talking back and forth and screaming and hollering and cussing. I don't want to hear it. I'm just here to get my hair cut, and I'm leaving. 40 minutes, 45 minutes, I'm out. It ain't like I got a lot of hair anyway. I might get a shave on top of it. Like at some point, your money needs to speak for you. And if it was white people going in there, and if it was white people that was getting it done, you'd be treating them with all the dignity and respect of a human being who's paying you money. One TikToker says she has no plans to boycott all African businesses based on one African-American woman's experience with bad customer service from a person who happened to be African. Instead, she suggests that people just boycott the specific business they have an issue with rather than causing unnecessary harm to hardworking African entrepreneurs who aren't a part of the problem. She said in her post, do you know how many months you're going to be stopping from being able to get fed? Do you know how many bills you're going to now be helping pile up on a lot of small business owners? all because of one incident where you didn't feel respected. And it's not one incident. It's over and over and over, and it's from multiple people. So at some point, you just need to give better service. You just need to treat people with the dignity and the respect that you expect to get. And you're only saying it because they're from Africa. If it was a white group doing that, you'd be screaming and hollering from the high heavens. Be consistent. If it's bad service, treat it as such. Then somebody wrote, the only boycott I would join is the boycott against Lululemon and boycott against Asian hair stores that follow us around and rush us to leave. Then open your own Lululemon type store and open your own hair store. Nobody wants to put the money together, but everybody wants to scream and holler about people that don't treat us right. And at some point, you either put up or shut up. But there's no reason I'm giving you my money and you're treating me bad. I got one more instance, and I'm going to put Starbucks on blast. But so far, that's like maybe 5 times in 30-some-odd years I've been going to Starbucks. But every single time it's bad, guess what I do? I send the manager a note, an email. And you know what I say? Call me. But they don't. Some do. Say, what was your problem? Let me tell you what my problem was. And this is how it was handled. You got me started. It's not even Friday.
Number 5.
From CBS58.com, the city is saying a new mayor could be representing the city of Milwaukee. A new lawyer, wow, Freudian slip, could be representing the city as it continues to be at a standstill with the Milwaukee Police Association over contracts for police officers. Patrol officers have been without a contract since 2022. Oh, poor babies. So, because the city and MPA can't come up with an agreement about a new labor contract that includes officer wages. And then, of course, Alex, if you want to come on my show, Mr. Ayala, Detective Ayala, please do. He said, my officers put a badge on every day, and they go and they take assignments, and they get shot at, and they get killed in the line of duty, but none of that resonates at City Hall. Ayala says patrol officers in the city of Milwaukee may have to keep waiting for a new contract. They're going to be spending more tax money to fight the police officers on their wages. To me, is appalling. Hey, Alex, first of all, I got a suggestion. And I know you're not going to listen, but I got one anyway. Turn it down a notch, right? Number 2, you ain't been a patrol officer in how many years? You're a detective. So come on. Let's be real. Real cops are uniformed cops on the street. I know every detective that I know is probably screaming and hollering and blah, 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 blah. I don't really care. Real cops are uniformed cops. Rank and file, on the street, police officers and sergeants doing their job. So come on. That's one. Number 2, supervisors went for, I think, 5 years. If I remember correctly. I got promoted and made less than the police officers I supervised for years because we waited on a contract. So that's just called life. Monday morning, Judiciary and Legislative Committee recommended the approval of a new attorney after the previous one resigned. The Finance Committee must vote on the hiring of a new attorney today before this resolution is presented to the full Common Council. Without a new contract, police officers have been working under 2022 wages. Well, guess what? You ready? I know y'all not going to like this. You ready? Yeah, you signed up for it. You decided to become a police officer. You decided to be represented by the MPA, MPSO, and so on. Guess what? That's life. That's what's called negotiation. And sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes you got to do what's right for your family, and sometimes you got to live beneath your means. It doesn't matter how much money you make, and that's that. So while I feel you, I'm not really feeling you. Because that means taxes go up. That means people are going to have to pay more in property taxes to pay for the police and fire. And then the fire are going to follow right behind and just tag along and get what they want out of their union because MPA does all the work or MPSO does all the work. Then they go, we want what they have. And in the end, everybody gets paid. These folks in these articles who don't know their head from a hole in the wall but call themselves reporters, they pay back pay. You get back pay for it. You negotiate back pay, how long it'll be, what it is, and all that. So it's not like they don't keep track of it. You'll get back pay. And back paychecks are pretty good. And you have options of ways you can do it. So stop the nonsense. Sit down. You're not going to win every fight. Just because you're a police officer doesn't mean you get handed the golden, what's the word I'm looking for? Shovel, stick, ball. You're not. You decided to be a cop. It's unfortunate. At times it's a scary job. It's a tough job. It's a thankless job, but you signed up for it. If you don't want to sign up for it, quit. Go somewhere else. Where else you going to go where you're going to make well over $100,000 a year? I don't know. Damn. But it might not be law enforcement. So turn it down a notch. Come to the table. Stop wanting to ask for every single thing. We want everything we ask for and negotiate. Nobody gets everything they want. It's called compromise, especially with the way the market is today and nobody wants to be a cop. So, yeah. In the immortal words of me, suck it up, buttercup.
Number 4.
From WISN.com, residents in Clare Heights senior apartments in Milwaukee have been without a working elevator for 10 days, leaving many unable to navigate the steep stairs and frustrated by the lack of communication from management. What is Clare Heights? It's a senior apartment building, 45 units. A sign on the broken elevator vaguely states it's repairs pending. A resident, Teresa Townsend, 79, said the stairs are very steep, they're very high, which I found out when I was on my hands and knees last Friday. It's a huge inconvenience for some, an impossible obstacle for others. The apartment building is only 2 stories tall, but it might as well be 20 if you need a wheelchair or a walker to get around. Residents say better mobility have been helping out their neighbors, collecting their mail for them, even taking out the trash. But Wiley, one of the residents, said the situation is unsustainable, and worse, they're not being told everything. According to records, the apartment is managed by Meridian Group, Middleton-based Meridian Group. When WISN.com reached out yesterday, a representative said they'll get back to them, but of course, they haven't gotten back to them. According to records, Milwaukee Department of Neighborhood Services is investigating several complaints about the building, including the broken elevator and litter and debris in the underground parking area. So what do you do with this? Find somewhere for them to move and then move them out. That's about all you can do. I don't know. That's about all you can do.
Number 3.
This also from WISN.com. Homeowners in Wauwatosa, y'all want streets fixed? Y'all want a police contract? Well, Wauwatosa just got sticker shock. For the first time in 6 years, the city of Wauwatosa reassessed its property, and homeowners citywide have seen an average increase of, you ready? 54%. Homeowner Paul Lenninger said, I knew property values had gone up, but our home value has gone up, which of course is nice, but it was a lot. Lenninger says his property value increased by $30,000. Other residents experienced even larger increases, says Kevin Petrinu, whose house assessment rose by, you get this? $129,000. So these revaluations are required by law. When doing them, the city assessor in Wauwatosa, Sarah Terrell, said her office acts very much like a realtor, looking at how home sales, market data to determine the new assessments. She said the 54% average increase was expected. She said every year we watch the real estate market. We watch what properties are selling for. And each year we see our assessments dropping lower and lower because sales keep getting higher and higher. Well, an increase in property value does not automatically mean an increase in property tax. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if that works. You think that works? You think that works? I don't think so. But that's just me.
Number 2.
From CBS 58, emergency meeting has been called. They've had more shootings on the on Water Street, and we're going to see how all that is actually going to work out. Also, there's a story on JS Online where city officials are stepping in as violence continues to plague North Water Street, an entertainment district in downtown Milwaukee. Gun violence in the past month has prompted city council members to convene a special public safety and health community meeting on July 30th. That is tomorrow. Robert Bauman, alderman whose district covers North Water Street, who called for a meeting with Alderman Scott Spiker, says this is a law enforcement problem. We want to hear what their plan is. It's just that simple. Really? So the police are responsible for how people act. The section of Water Street under scrutiny includes a 2-block area between Knapp and East State Street that is blocked off with barricades on Friday and Saturday nights, commonly known as, back in the day, Code Red, because, all the folks that come from suburbs that come downtown, they block the street off. Think about that. We want you to come party downtown, so we block the street off. Do they block the street off down by Element? Do they block the street off south of Wisconsin Avenue? No. Some of the bars, Red Rock Saloon, Elevate, Trinity, 3 Irish Pubs, Elwood's Liquor, Tap, and McGillicuddy's. But violence is not contained within the barriers. It's spilled onto nearby blocks. So what are we going to do? So we got shootings down by Element on the south end, and they worried about the north end. See what I'm saying? Yep. As usual, we want to take care of our suburban friends because,
Number 1.
MPS Superintendent Brenda Cassellius is keeping her word. She hosted a town hall meeting and had parents and friends come in and talk about everything that was going on. And I could talk about it myself, but I think Fox6Now.com does a better job.
We are now just 5 weeks away from the start of the school year in Milwaukee. Before the first bell rings, the MPS superintendent meeting with parents, students, and teachers to find out what matters to them.
She's new to the district. Fox 6's Ashley Sears joins us in the studio and explains one of the biggest concerns here, Ash, is the loss of students' lives.
Yeah, Ben, tonight was the second session of the superintendent's Listen and Learn tour. This was a chance to directly address the superintendent. The town hall-style meeting discussed everything from literacy and extracurriculars to one of the biggest, to dealing with grief when a student dies.
I want to know just a little bit about the audience.
Important conversations require good listening. About 50 people filled the gym at Congress School weeks ahead of the start of the school year. It's part of Superintendent Brenda Cassellius' Listen and Learn tour, a chance for students, parents, and teachers to bring up what's working in MPS and what's not. People raise concerns about everything from reading comprehension and help for those in the classroom.
There has to be more support in order for the students to be successful and the teachers.
To tragedy.
It feels like there is not a level of alarm going off. It seems like we've become so normalized to this that the outrage won't go to that level.
The superintendent says close to 30 MPS students have been killed in the community this school year.
This is not normal. And I'm trying my best to elevate this issue.
The listening sessions are meant to help shape how the superintendent leads the district.
So I think it's just really important that we...
And so we can hear more on it later, but she sat here and she said these are the types of things that she would be doing, and she's doing it. And so you have to give her credit. You have to give her kudos. She is keeping her promise. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. There's some folks that's been hanging on for a while. Terrell, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Doing good, Oh man, it's just crazy. I don't know what's going on with these schools and how everything is supposed to transpire. It baffles me. It really does. You want these kids to be safe. You want these kids to actually have a positive learning environment.
Right.
But you have it's just weird because I'm sorry, I'm talking in circles. I'm sorry, but it's just weird because you really want these kids to really get up and do something, actually be out here with their friends and actually be in a positive environment. It's so crazy with all the violence that goes on within these schools, and then you literally have principals that really aren't doing anything about it. They're suspending kids, but that's pretty much all they can really do.
Right.
Let alone it does start with the family, understandable. But at the end of the day, with the way that it's going now, it doesn't seem like it's going to be anything tangible that we can actually do about it, which is scary.
Why isn't there anything we can do about it? I don't understand.
Well, for one, no telling what goes on with these kids and how whatever goes on at home and how their upbringing is.
Okay.
But 9 times out of 10, whenever you have disadvantaged kids like that, it's only going to continue to get worse.
So then how do you fix it?
The only way you can actually fix it is either by a group, meaning if you guys know that a specific kid or specific kids are either not right or not really trying to actually do the right thing, it should be some type of alternative that you can actually give them.
Like what? I mean, everything's going to cost more money. We're just spending more money and more money and more money. This hasn't changed in the 30 years I've been here. No one has been able to do anything to change any of this.
Honestly, it's kind of worse now that I'm out of school. I've been out of school almost 10 years now.
Okay.
But whether it be this after-school tutoring, during-school tutoring, offering
they already got all that.
Really
they already got all that. It's not working. All right. Eddie, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
Hey, Dr. Ken. Hey, right quick, is that I don't think that boycott can work with the braiding thing due to the fact, remember a while back when McGee was trying to boycott Beauty Island and the way you had customers still coming in to the point where he got to throwing rocks at them because they said they needed what that particular establishment was selling. They need their products.
But do you think women need their hair braided? You think women need their hair braided?
Yeah. Well, they can get it braided by their own people, but here in our community, ice is colder if a white person sells it. Hair braiding is better if an African is doing it. All these different thoughts. Why? I don't know. Then on the other hand, as far as customer service, a friend of mine, she went to Africa on a mission thing, or whatever, but she knew how to speak a little African or whatever. So she was in an African braid shop with her client, and the people in there, which I think is rude for anybody to speak language outside of the language of the people that's in that particular place or something. But I don't understand what you're saying. You speak English or whatever. But anyway, moving forward, the African braiders was talking about how nappy her client hair was and how ugly she was, and she picked up on what they were saying. They didn't know. She understood. She walked out. The other thing I think is that I think people that come from other countries come here for the land of opportunity,
right?
And they learn our system somewhat. And part of the system is that the culture, is that the black people are at the bottom of the totem pole, so they don't want to identify themselves with people.
But why should we care?
And not only that,
but why should we care? Why should we care what they want to do?
Well, the question was, why? It ain't a point of caring. I'm not saying it in that point. I'm saying they come here with a pre-plan and they automatically know how our economic system works, And even when they come here, they spend their money with each other. They don't spend it outside of their circle.
Correct.
Even their identity. When they come here in identity, if they take on names, and I've done this from a business I used to have. I hosted a party, and these Africans, and they had names like Betty, Barbara, Bob, and they were and everything was set up like a culture. I mean, as far as we do things, we party different and stuff like that. So I don't understand that why even the other nationalities come here and they take on, mostly to me, and I may not be saying it right, but they take on the majority.
So then
identity.
Last question. So then why don't we do that? Why don't we take advantage of all those resources and things that are here?
I think it's because it goes back a long time ago. One, it starts in the home. Fortunately, just like where you at, you made decisions. I don't know what type of lifestyle, with your parenting that you came up under, but it all starts at home. And when you don't have people at home or your surroundings, and put your education, morals, this, that, and other, you become that product. We still going, I think the other day you was talking about things. People still looking dark skin against light skin, nappy hair against good hair. All these things that you can't spend at the electric company or pay rent with. But for some reason, even with these kids, they got hair all the way past their butt, man. Their pants. I mean, this is where they identify themselves. And until you can get into their mindset or people, because to me, you got a certain age group that listen to your show. The people that need to hear this, where are they getting the message from?
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Eddie. 833-212-1017 is the number. Tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Black Business Give Back Spotlight this Friday at 3:57 between The Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with me, Dr. Ken Harris. Kyle Wallace will be joined by Trellie Mack, CEO of Hard Labor Entertainment. They'll discuss Trellie's thriving clothing brand and how he went from an entertainer to a successful clothing designer by networking with the right people. So again, tune in. Black Business Give Back Spotlight with Hard Labor Entertainment this Friday, 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. The Pella Experience Center in Brookfield lets you see, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of windows and door options from 7 different Pella lines side by side. A friendly expert can go over Pella's endless possibilities for all price ranges, from colors to hardware to custom designs, ensuring you get the best possible look for your home. Pella truly believes that quality windows and doors don't have to be expensive. With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the U.S., you get the look you want at a price you can afford. Stop by soon, because if you order by July 31st, you can get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Certain restrictions apply. Visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. It's off Blue Mound Road, kitty corner to Cops, or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Hey, Wisconsin, are you feeling summer? Then it's time to feel cheesy. It's time to feel good. July 31st through August 10th, only at the Wisconsin State Fair. Presented by U.S. Cellular.
Join Outreach on Thursday, July 31st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. to learn how prenatal care, routine well child visits, and habits that empower parents for healthy pregnancy. Call 414-727-6320 to register today.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Hey, Milwaukee, the time is almost here. We have been entering Truth fans into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway for the last 3 months, and this Friday, we finally pick our one call. That's all $5,000 giveaway winner. Tune in to Truth to Power with did Kyle leave yet? The Kyle Wallace this Friday, so you don't miss your call, because if you do, they're just going to go to the next call. They're going to keep calling and keep calling and keep calling until they find the $5,000 winner. Again, that's the Big Gruber 5K giveaway this Friday on Truth to Power. Better start listening y'all better start listening to Sherwin, so y'all can already be listening when you get there. That's on the award-winning 1017 The Truth Milwaukee Black Talk. Not African, Black Talk. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me get back to these talking texts. Mickey responded to LaRon by saying America's the only country constantly telling people we're the best country in the world. Are we not? Show me where you can go, where you got the best. Show me. Here. Mickey said the issue is with the lower income, less educated, less civil blacks. When middle class and upper middle class blacks move to a suburb, it's all good. Things go bad after the lower tier moves in. Prince George's County and Metro D.C. was nice when it was upper middle class. Things went downhill when lower income, less educated, and less civil people moved into that area. Kimberly said, yep, me too. I go to my own barber. LaRon then said, responding to Mackie, so then how are we supposed to come together? It's impossible. What do we need to come together for? And I'm not saying that in a negative sense. What do we need to come together for? What do you mean by when you say come together? We are not a collective. This ain't socialism. You're in a land of opportunity. You're in a democratic republic and under capitalism. So when you say come together, what does that mean? Because that's what I really want to know. Demetrius said not only treating them with dignity and respect, but worshiping the nasty ground they walk on. I don't know what that means. DeSoto, Texas is Metro Dallas was nice when it was upper middle class blacks. Things went downhill when lower income, less educated. Okay. Mickey's on the same thing. Demetrius said that's what you meant subconsciously, Dr. Harris, about the Freudian slip with the new mayor. Tanya said, driving and listening into the content, looking for knowledge and laughs today if possible. Hello, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Mickey then hit back on LaRon and said, he kind of clapped back a bit and said, there are always hierarchies in every society. The BC has a gross oversupply of lower-tier black males. Thug life is more respectable than intelligent warrior lifestyle. And so they go back and forth, and yeah. Mackie said the masses went against W.E.B. Du Bois's talented 10th instead of cultivating elite leadership. Everyone else cultivates elite leadership. We're going to have to talk about that. I wrote my dissertation on the talented 10th as a passport to leadership. So we gonna definitely have to dive into that. LaRon said the violence used to be south of Wisconsin Avenue. Dr. Ken, it's not suburban people on water. It's young adults from the east side, downtown to Marquette, some of the burbs, but not many. I'm going to tell you, North End, that's where the white folks go. South End, that's where the black folks go. They block off the streets on the North End, they're going to block off the streets on the South End. I hope somebody proves me wrong. I hope you're right, but I really don't. Yeah. It's scary. But I get it. 833-212-1017 is the number. Fonz said, we were Republicans in the beginning, and when I was young and dumb and stupid, voted Democrat. Now, 42 years old, with kids and grandma, I'm a staunch conservative. American blacks are really naturally conservative. I don't support that. I don't know what that means. And then Javon said, you are incorrect. Black people voted for Republicans knowing the Jim Crow era. That is why they turned Democrat. No, it's not. No, it's not. Learn your history. Go back to the 1968, 1967, 1966 under Lyndon Baines Johnson and how he lied to black folks and said on record, you can probably find it on YouTube somewhere. Lyndon Baines Johnson said it. If we can get them niggers to vote for us, they'll vote for us forever. And that's exactly what happened. And we've been voting the same way, not really knowing why, not getting anything, not doing anything. The problem is many of us keep thinking monolithically, right? Well, you either vote Democrat or Republican. How about we do like everybody else and have a faction in both camps so whoever's in office, we're able to have a voice in both. But we don't do that. We castigate people. And conservative is not Republican. Conservative is conservative. Go to church, Christian, Muslim, believe in God, all that. That's conservative. But people don't understand that. And then we get jacked, and then we wonder what happened, and then we get lied to, and then we're told it's Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump wasn't in office in 1968. He didn't know his head from a hole in the wall. But yet we just believe what everybody tells us because we trust them. Meanwhile, you still ain't getting nothing. You want to see? Let enough black people run for governor on the Democratic ticket and see how many people switch over. See how many people switch over to Republican. If you actually going to put your money where your mouth is, Democrats, regardless of race, would vote for a Democrat, right? Let's see if that happens. We got enough black people. And when it gets shaken out, it'll probably come down to a black and a white person running to get the nomination. See what the convention does in the summer. See who they support for governor. Because that's the telling part. You can talk all the trash if you want to, but that's the telling part. And if it turns out the same way it always turns out, that somehow somebody else gets in and they come up with reasons why the black person is not, or one little thing. They got one little spot. They got one little thing they did 25, 30 years ago that makes them ineligible to run now. They hold us to a standard nobody can fulfill. And we let them. And then we wonder what happened. It's unfortunate. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Well, we got a problem on 794 eastbound, just past Lincoln Memorial Drive. We've got the right lane blocked with some debris. That's just before you get onto the Hone Bridge. So careful with that. And of course, we've got this other issue with the left lane blocked on the ramp from eastbound 94 to northbound 43. Left lane blocked with a broken down vehicle there. And they are finishing off this accident on 43 southbound at Fond du Lac Avenue. Center lane still got some debris in it. They're going to be getting that out of the way soon. Delays coming in from just about Keefe all the way down through the Marquette interchange. You're going to see more delays all the way down to the Plainfield curve, actually. And then on the bypass heading southbound, watch for delays from just south of Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, slight chance for showers and storms, mostly cloudy with a low of 68. Tomorrow, showers and storms likely, cooler with a high of 77. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Need health care but don't have insurance? City on the Hills Health Clinic offers free medical care, mental health counseling, and dental hygiene services for uninsured and underinsured Milwaukee residents. They're on a mission to end generational poverty in all its forms, and you can be a beneficiary of it. If you've got a heart for Milwaukee and qualify as a Milwaukee resident, take advantage of City on the Hills Health Clinic today. Just visit cityonthehillmke.org. That's cityonthehillmke.org. City on the Hill. Hope, healing, and health for our city. Visit City on the Hill today.
You can be the light helping Milwaukee students reach college. Join the UNCF Walk for Education August 2nd at Veterans Park, our 41st year of lighting the way. Meet our inspiring 2025 Grand Marshals and Torchbearers. Your help funds scholarships for local students. Bring your coworkers, friends, and family for awards, great food, and community spirit. Every step taken lights the way to someone's future. Visit mkeuncf.info today.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Carrie Noni with her truth.
Lately, I've been feeling it too, like I'm just stuck in a loop. It feels like the days have just been blurring together. You wake up, go to work, run errands, maybe squeeze in something for yourself if there's time, and repeat. There's like this heaviness in the air, like everyone's moving, but no one is living. But then I remembered something very simple. You have enough time until you don't. How many times have you said that you wanted to read that book, take that trip, learn that new recipe, or even try that new hobby? But instead, we wait. We say, oh, maybe next month, or once I'm less busy. But time doesn't wait. If we're not careful, life becomes just a list of responsibilities. Being someone's wife, someone's mom, a coworker, a student, a provider. And we forget who we are outside of that. So I'm reminding you to break the cycle. You owe it to yourself and to those around you to finally live up to your wildest dreams, the ones that you had before you carried all these titles and were still full of life. So do something new, something that's just for you. Be open to discovery, because that feeling you get when you uncover something new that you love or something that you've always wanted to accomplish, that little spark, it's everything. And they say there's no time like the present. And to be honest, we should respect the concept of time a whole lot more. So let's not miss our chance to feel alive. Let's not forget that life isn't just meant to be survived, it's meant to be felt. So yeah, you have the time. Just don't waste it.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin' and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth. It's powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. Milwaukee Brewers beat the Chicago Cubs 8-4 in Game 1 of their 3-game series at American Family Field. With the win, the Brewers improved to 63-43. Now a 1-game lead on the Cubs in the division. After the game, manager Pat Murphy, after a rough start from starter Jacob Mizorowski, speaking on how he recovered.
That was the greatest thing that came out of the night, is that you know your guy that's a budding star has what it takes inside. He's going to be challenged again over and over in his career, but it was just, I thought it was awesome.
Game 2 is set for this evening. Quinn Priester on the mound. First pitch is set for 6:40. Sticking with baseball and Chicago, beloved Cubs star Ryne Sandberg did pass away at the age of 65. And lastly, we'll head over to college football, where University of Colorado coach Deion Sanders announced Monday that he underwent surgery to remove bladder after doctors discovered a tumor there. He did say he is now cancer-free. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown team. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Y'all blowing up the chat. I be trying to take phone calls, and I only got a couple minutes. Dr. Ken, you know the sesquicentennials next year, the country will be celebrating to the 50 years. Are you going to celebrate? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to be celebrating. I'm going to be celebrating because I love it here. I like it here. And if you don't like it, oh well. I got literally 1 minute, but I'm going to squeeze her in. Sandra, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. You got 50 seconds. What's up?
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
You only got 1 minute?
Literally 1 minute.
I should have called sooner, huh?
So what's up?
Well, I was just listening, and I was just going to say...
you got 30 seconds.
A way to put it. Yeah, a way to put it.
Okay.
I think we're going to need some history on the two, the independents, the Democrats, and Republicans.
Okay.
And we're going to have to get some history on what they all stand for.
All right.
Because I don't think the people actually really know.
Correct.
So we're going to have to really get down to history so we won't be confused.
All right.
But you got one people saying Democrats don't do nothing for you. Got another one saying Republicans don't do nothing for you.
10 seconds.
Yeah, okay. Then I'll call you another day, maybe tomorrow.
Please do.
Maybe pop off.
All right.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I might come down there, too.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hello, my name is Cindy, and I'm a rising sophomore and a proud Tiger at Riverside University High School. What I love about Riverside is the coursework that really helps me get ready for college. At Riverside, students can take advanced placement and dual enrollment classes and earn college credits while they are still in high school. I love that Riverside has so many clubs like forensics, student council, robotics, and the chess club. With so many options, there is something for everyone. On Saturday, August 23rd, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., please join us at Riverside for the Truth Family Fest. We will have entertainment, food trucks, and vendors.
It's 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. The Pella Experience Center in Brookfield lets you see, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of windows and door options from 7 different Pella lines side by side. A friendly expert can go over Pella's endless possibilities for all price ranges, from colors to hardware to custom designs, ensuring you get the best possible look for your home. Pella truly believes that quality windows and doors don't have to be expensive. With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the U.S., you get the look you want at a price you can afford. Stop by soon, because if you order by July 31st, you can get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Certain restrictions apply. Visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. It's off Blue Mound Road, kitty corner to Cops, or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Black Arts Fest MKE is back Saturday, August 2nd on the Summerfest grounds from noon to 10 p.m. Celebrate Black culture with R&B legends Carl Thomas, Kevin Ross, and Star Red with a Corvette car showcase, Buffalo Soldier horse rides, and a full food truck village, along with the return of the dynamic Divine 9-Day Party. General admission is only $30. Kids 7 and under are free. And if you're one of the first 100 guests to sign the Peace Pledge between 12 and 1 p.m., you get in free too, courtesy of New Pitts Mortuary. See you at Black Arts Fest MKE.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
It's been one of them days, I'm telling you. Is it Laren or Laron? That call was a waste of... Okay, first of all, if you talk about Sandra, we're going to block you and you never coming on the YouTube chat again. Ever! No, I'm just kidding. Y'all have a great evening. It's good to talk to everybody. What's up, Josh, Africa, Laron, SC, and everybody on. I want to say appreciate you and thank you. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show's going to be coming up next. You can get the best in Milwaukee Black Talk Radio right here. And I'll be back in 22 hours, God willing. Have a great time. Thank you, Z. Appreciate you, brother. God bless. Take care. Remember this. I'm out.